welcome back. This is Girls Only Sports. This is a special episode, so it's not the playbook. This is our preview for the 2025-26 girls basketball season here in Ohio. We're going to talk about some big stuff, some top teams, some top players, the NIL that just got approved, as well as the coming shot clock that has everybody kind of in a tizzy of what it's going to mean for the style of play here in Ohio. I would like to welcome my guest, Angie Saiter from Prep Girls Hoops, and Tenisha Benson from Hoop Recruit. Follow me first. Girls Only Sports, all social media platforms. I'm going to give Angie the floor. Please tell everybody once again where they can follow you and get all that good information for all the players in Ohio from Prep Girls Hoops.
You can find me on, I'm sorry, I still call it Twitter, but you can follow me on X, Twitter, but you can follow me on there. Look me up, Angie Saiter. I'm always going to be wearing either something that's Larry Bird or UConn related. I'm sorry, but that's just what yeah.
That's just what you do.
It's just what I do. It's just been in my blood for 30 plus years. But anyway, you can follow me on there, and I'm also on Instagram as well. If you just look up my name, Angie Saiter, and you'll find me there.
And floor over to you, Benson.
I am not on social media at all. Anybody that knows me, they know that. But you can definitely follow Hoop Recruit on Instagram as well as Twitter. And I'm sure one of our staff will get to you. And you will get all the tea that's going on in the state of Ohio. And then outside of that.
And I will link all of that information below on this video. So you can find all of us, Girls Only Hoops, Prep Girls Only Sports, Prep Girls Hoops, and Hoop Recruit. My crew, we're back together, so we're not going to keep you long. We're going to start off with some, big things that's coming up in girls basketball for all of sports. But as we talk about girls basketball here in Ohio, it's just been released that OSHA, the Ohio High School Association, Amateur Athletics Association, has just announced maybe a couple weeks ago that NIL was approved for certain high school players. There are some limitations and some restrictions, but essentially it lets high schoolers earn money through endorsements, social media posts, autograph sessions, and licensing agreements. So just off the top, what do you guys think about NIL being approved in general? Obviously, we've seen some of the effects that it's had in the collegiate ranks. And we see that it's trying to whittle itself down in high school. But just in general, what do you think about OSHA approving NIL for sports here in Ohio?
Take it away, Benson.
Ooh, bittersweet.
You go first.
This has been an ongoing kind of, fight, just even back with LeBron James, right? And what, money he could have earned based on his, not performance, just him as an influencer, him with his brand, his name, and his likeness. I don't know. One, we've taken a long time in Ohio to get to this point. And then two, also, it's most of the kids at this age really don't have a brand. Have no idea how to market, have no idea how to sell. And so that can be somewhat of a disadvantage. I think this is good protection for OSHA, honestly. That if a child and their parent decide to go that route because of their NIL, right, it protects OSHA from not restricting that. In a way, there's obviously guidelines, but not saying no. These are kind of the stipulations we have. So it's kind of bittersweet. I don't know how much it's going to help girls basketball. I think it's great that we have it. You know what I'm saying? Not complaining.
I mean, that's always the play, is like this could be beneficial for girls sports. It's always in every headline, every article. It's that added good that will happen. So what do you think about that?
We'll have to...
I guess, and here's my thing. I feel like this is one of those I'm afraid to even put a number out there. 1 in 10,000, 20,000 kids, but and I want to age myself here, but like Katie Smith,
right?
You need to be a Katie Smith to have something like this, and really, Katie Smith could have.
Oh, yeah.
She would have benefited from this. She could have done this.
100%.
We're talking about one of the greatest women's basketball players of all time.
She the GOAT. She is
Yes.
the GOAT. Ohio GOAT.
Yes.
Right.
She in there. We
Right.
not. I don't know how this has been done, but you know, the Kelsey Mitchells of the world, the Zaya Cooks. I definitely think Zaya could have did that because I think Zaya had a different type of fan base. She actually had a fan base. Most of our girls basketball players don't have a fan base. Mm-hmm. That's
Sure.
kind of the key. And because this deal with NIL or this bylaw is you can't attach it to the school, right? That's where the restriction is because a lot of our girls actually stay 4 years.
Right.
Their identity and brand is connected to that school. Candace, I think you were talking about it with Purcell, D. Alexander. You're not thinking of Purcell without D. Alexander. You're not thinking of D. Alexander without Purcell. It's not going to happen. So the fact that she wouldn't have been able to use that, right, in a way,
would have been to her disadvantage.
100%. So I think for the girls, that's kind of tough. I'm trying to think who else would have been able to kind of do. Who
And
would
I
have
think
had a
that's
fan
the part
base.
too. You would have to build it because a lot of Zaya's was like overtime W,
Facts.
the highlights, her style of play. Like a lot of that was AAU where you could build that, but then you would expect those same type of fans and following to push you over to your high school career and follow you there. And that's always been the litmus for girls basketball, women's basketball, all the way up into the pros of how to make the connection between high school to college and then how to make the connection between college to pro, which I think we did in the last couple of seasons. The expectation at high school to get fan bases to travel from watching these girls play at AAU and then to their high school teams. You got to be a special talent to be able to pull that off.
Right. Yeah. And I don't want to get into the, because people could be watching this and be like, well, this kid was special and that kid was and this kid scored 2,300 points and and I don't want to get into that kind of debate, but again, and just picking on Katie Smith for a moment, but like she really kind of set the bar standard years ago. And
but our hope is one of these girls are able to pull it off, even if it's like you said, maybe this is the avenue. I don't want to encourage, being a good hooper is always the basis for all of this. You let your game speak for itself, but maybe that's a way early on. A lot of girls are encouraged to market their skills a little more, even if they can't do it with their schools. But, if you want to be one of them, you're going to have to prep for the media exposure. So it's just getting prepared for it and seeing ways that you can get people engaged with your game that way. We're not saying it's impossible. But
I think the girls will have an advantage because this really allows for lifestyle promotion and marketing.
True.
That is not attached to the game.
True.
Which for most guys may not be as easy of a transition, whereas a girl, they may be into fashion. They may be into the arts and
the
things
makeup,
like that.
all of that.
Right.
Yes.
I think if we think of it that way from the girls' perspective and we have a really good model of how it can be done, I think that's going to be the easiest way where it's not attached to the school. It's not pay for play, right? And it kind of protects that girl. But I think a girl could transition a little bit better because it's really focused on lifestyle, in my opinion, how I'm reading these things, versus on court. I think that would be our advantage. If I had to think about it, that would be our advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giving out that knowledge. That's what we like. Ended on that note. There you go. So think of your lifestyle perspective, girl players out there, build it because it only helps you once you get older because that Angel Reese, her bank account.
What?
Listen, it looked nice. Just to move along a little bit, we've talked about before, the three of us, about the implementation of the shot clock. I know a lot of states are attempting to implement it. But the Ohio High School Basketball Coaches Association was approved for 3 events during MLK weekend to allow the shot clock. Benson has her head down. So what are your guys' thoughts on having the shot clock in high school basketball, at least testing it out right now so far?
I'm taking a nap. Go ahead, Angie.
I'm cool with testing it. It might give us a little bit of a headache. I'm cool with testing it though. I'm all about like not holding the ball for 2 or 3 minutes in the corner. I'm all about playing. Like let's play. I just don't like sitting and standing in the corner for a few minutes. I don't like that. I want to play basketball. Shoot, I'm almost 50 years old and I still want to play basketball. So like I have a problem with just standing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play. So I like the clock. I'd like to test the waters and just see what happens.
See how it goes.
Let's try it. See what happens.
I like the testing. No one has yet answered, what are we going to do about the budget?
Mm. Mm.
Every school would have to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every school. So
Yeah.
even the city schools whose funding, y'all, we quick to cut that now.
Ooh, ooh,
And most of the
ooh.
city people ain't.
Really?
Most of the people that's in the city that's dealing with these things, not
They're
everybody's
more
making
pressing matters than a shot clock.
than a shot clock. So my thing is that it might be good for certain areas, certain communities that may have that type of funding. But in totality, when we're talking about holistically, all of our schools across Ohio, what are we talking about the budget?
Yeah.
We're gonna take money from some of the things of, oh well, we're gonna cut this program. We're gonna cut this program to what? Do shot clocks?
Right.
Are we doing fundraisers? Bake sales, car washes, anything that we doing to help fund the shot clocks. I think it's fun. I think it's great. I think we need it. I think our game is slow. However,
From a basketball standpoint, yes. From
Great.
a practical standpoint, we ain't there.
and you add an extra expense because you have to have an operator to actually do it during the games. Every game.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Ticket sales, what we talking about? Y'all already got the money the first time on them huddle machines up there when COVID was happening, and them schools paid that money for the huddle. Okay, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. So they already got an investment.
Right.
There's already, what I'm saying is the schools have already done an investment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This would be another one. That my question is have we been able to find where revenue can be generated with these athletic programs? There is no such thing as a collective, right? And there's going to have to be things that are going to have to be connected in order to bring in more revenue.
Got you. Look at that. Practical, reality. Sometimes it ain't needing.
No, they ain't
From a
needing.
basketball perspective, I like the idea of extra possessions. I think is needed once you get to college and the pros. If your goal is to be that, it gets you used to it. I'm with you.
Facts.
The game is just way too slow. But let Benson reel us into reality. The difficult part is how to implement it into every school. Maybe they just isolate it to, the events that happen. But then again, every team doesn't plan the events. And
Right.
then do you then implement it in during the state tournament? And then none of these teams are used to it.
And then that would be a hot mess. Boy,
and
that
it'll
would be
turn
tough.
it'll turn
That
into a
would be
whole
tough.
different thing. So we'll keep our eye out to see how it goes, and hopefully we'll put Benson on a committee to try to figure out the money situation or how to get shot clock.
I think that's a great
And
idea.
all
I
of
think
the
we
OSHA
just need to
schools.
we need to put Benson.
Yeah.
we
put
need
on
to put Benson
fundraising.
on a committee.
Yes, she would chair that committee to make sure everybody has
That's
a
a really
shot
good
clock
idea.
and
All the
operator.
city, shout out to all the city schools.
Right. Because you're right about that. Some of them are in some
They hurt.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
hurting.
And before we get to what everybody has come for, we'll talk about this last point really, really quick. OSHA expanded the divisions in Ohio last year. We went from 4 to 7. So we got 7 new state championships. We kind of briefly talked about it last year, how it looked. Obviously, the first year is what it is. I just want your guys' thoughts on coming into the second season, having the expanded divisions. What did you like? What didn't you like? I will say for me, during the state championships, there were a lot of the same teams. So I'm not necessarily for sure in girls basketball how much that has changed. I think 9 or 10 of the 14 teams that actually were in the semifinals and or finals, I believe it's the finals, were there like
They were
3, 4,
returners.
5 years. Yeah, and it just was like, we don't necessarily have a lot of change, but then again, it was just the first year. What are you guys' opinions on the new expanded divisions and how you see it going forward?
Candace, you pick these topics today. You pick these topics today. This is just the bearer of bad news. No. 7, great opportunity for more schools to have an opportunity to win one. I think that's awesome. More, girls get an opportunity to be winners without feeling like, the participation, ribbon. Right? Mm-hmm. But when you look at the scores of those games, they were blowouts.
We have one close one. Well,
Maybe
I will say the two.
Division 7 and Division 1.
Yes, right? 2. You're right. 2.
Yeah.
And I will say, even though the score looks to what it is, and the atmosphere with Anthony Wayne and Wootton Woods was high, but then obviously Wootton Woods kind of ran away with the table in the second half. But you're right, it was
they were blowouts.
two close games. 2
out of 7 were close as far as final scores.
Mm-hmm.
1, I think that is because of the adjustment of the divisions, and you have teams that have been, mentally Division 1s, Division 2s for years that dropped to Division 3, Division 4.
Yeah.
That's a huge jump down, right? And then you've got schools that have been in those divisions but don't have the player personnel. Mm-hmm. I think that's where a lot of the kind of imbalance came from, right? I don't know. I think the thing they're going to have to fix is making sure that all of these state championship games have an opportunity to have that full experience of the Final Four. I think that's a bigger deal this year that I did hear that they're going to fix, because that was just awful to see the teams go through that. I think if they fix that, I think through time, the teams will adjust based on those divisions.
Gotcha.
As a media person covering that many games, that many people, for the love of God, we're going to need more vouchers for snacks and probably a massage in between games, because body yada was hurty. Okay?
Coffee would help. I'm not.
What?
Coffee.
Man, that's tough. And then the information you've got to learn about all the teams and stuff like that. So it definitely took a toll on the staff to be able to accommodate these girls. And I hope parents and players that are listening to that understand that it was a huge undertaking for OSHA, as well as the entire media community, to cover these girls for the benefit of these teams and players and coaches. So I don't have yet an opinion yet. I'd give it another year to 2 years, but hopefully these blowouts don't happen, because that's not sexy.
How about you, Angie?
I think that was all really well said. I do think that, again, I go back to the years that I played in high school, coming from Central Ohio, wishing that I, could have gotten past some of the teams that were always there, like the Creighton,
Who's still there?
Who's still there?
Still there. Always seeing purple.
Right.
But so I do see that where that's for sure a positive thing. But again, at the same time, you are seeing a lot of those same teams that are still back, and that are making it. But it is that's a lot of divisions too. And I do also
it was a lot.
The big issue that I had last year was the fact that every one of those teams, they need to be playing on a
collegiate floor.
On the collegiate floor.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
Period. And that's that bothered me.
Yeah.
So but that was probably the big thing from last year.
What about, since you're Central Ohio, what do you think about them moving some of the games, especially for the Central District, to the fairgrounds?
With that dust?
A little dusty.
A little.
A little dusty.
Man.
That was the number one complaint. We just got to get the floor together. Like, I love the nostalgia.
Yeah.
The parking was a little weird, but the dust on the floor, we got to get that together.
Yes. But.
Not you calling them out like that.
But I will say this, though. As a player, I always feel like I'm still a player. I don't know. Yeah, I always feel like I'm still a player. But I guess my mind, I don't know. I guess that wouldn't matter where I'm at. But just put me on floor, get me ready to play. But I want to be in a place where it's not a high school court.
Yeah.
I want to be in a place where it feels different.
Yeah.
And that's what I want.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the kids deserve.
Yeah.
I think that's what the coaches deserve. I think that's what the community deserves. Mm-hmm. And you put that time and effort and everything, and that's you want those kids to feel that. You want the community to feel that. So I think that's the big piece and the big takeaway from that. So, and the dust.
And the dust.
and the dust.
That slip and slide was no joke, man.
It was a lot.
Slip and slide was no joke.
I do think, as that was the first year back in a number of years, as people are aware that it's back at the fairgrounds, I think we'll see a difference. I think just the newness of it, especially how not how the girls and boys are treated, just how they're supported. Like the atmosphere for the girls, I think ODU was like a perfect setting. It was big enough where fans could come out.
100%.
It was more intimate, more engaged, because you get on that fairgrounds court, the seats are further back. You got the trek. You got to trek a long way.
Yeah,
and sometimes
you need binoculars.
Yeah.
They're my child.
Sometimes it can be a little spaced out, but I think now that after, we'll see how this year goes being at the fairgrounds, how it looks. And I know they put the girls there as well because the boys were having a issue with ODU and getting teams in and out at the same time. Mm-hmm. But I like that feel. So I can't
and that ain't our issue.
Yeah,
like keep our issue our issue.
Right.
Like if our issue is not getting teams in and out, and we can create a really, really good crowd, mm-hmm. then allow us to create that crowd and create that atmosphere. It's kind of like 2 years ago when they cleared Otterbein. And it was awful. The game, it made it very empty, that second one. Instead of keeping people there, maybe selling tickets online, right, for both games, and then seeing what they're going to do after that point, right? But I do think that there's going to be a bit of an adjustment if they're going to be in that spacey area, just because we just don't feel it like that. We just don't. Not with 7 divisions, because we got to remember, those weren't good games. No offense, but they were horrible. They were not good games. You still got that big gap. Every game we called last year at the fairgrounds was a blowout. Seriously, like it wasn't even
I think
close.
I had a double overtime, but the other ones were
and it was the semi. It was the what was it?
It was like 8?
They're like what? If anything, we need to probably have the Final 4 there, and then if you make it, you go to Dayton for the championship. Cool, let's do that. But we can't do no Elite 8 in. No.
In the Dust Bowl?
In the Dust Bowl with the mask on. No. No.
We're going to get that court together.
Yeah.
We're going to get that court together.
Yeah.
Just let me test it out. I always like to test it out.
We'll put Angie out there.
Yeah. Just run up and down the court real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just wanted to hit those topics really, really quick. Thank you for everybody sticking with us. We're going to get to what you came for, and that's to talk about a few of these top teams and top players. So real quick, we're going to talk about some of the top players here in the state of Ohio coming up into this season. We know the season is underway. I do let Girls Only Sports apologize. We can't get to every school and every player. We wish every team a good year. No injuries. We hope to see you go far, all that good stuff. So chalk it on us that I won't be able to get to all of you, but we just wanted to hit a few of the top teams. But if you want us to shout you out, if you guys want to hop on the show and talk with me, please feel free. Girls Only Sports everywhere, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Had to put that out there. But one of our state champions, again, they're on the top of the list. We mention them nearly every year, probably since we've been doing this, and probably 10 years prior, and that's Pick Central. Still bringing in players. Division I state champ last year. What are your guys' opinions on them going into this season?
I agree. I think they continue to produce great players, and they play well together. Even if they don't get it right at the beginning of the year, they somehow figure it out towards the end. So it's one of those teams you can't count out. You can't count the girls out. You can't count the coaching out. You can't coach any of that. That's a program of winning. They know how to win, and it's passed down, right? Like Afrocentric, those teams that are passed down. So you've got to applaud Pick Central for being a dynasty, literally for decades. Let's be honest, decades. Yeah,
this was what their third straight year.
In the final
either
four?
in the championship or in the Final Four.
That's right.
And that's losing D1 talents.
That's right.
You know
That's
what
right.
I mean?
With babies. With babies.
You lost a D1 talent to Illinois, and you get back and win the state championship. And then the year prior, you had one go to Vanderbilt. So, you're losing talent and still, I shouldn't say losing, you're graduating talent and still getting to the same place.
That's right.
I would like to know if there's like something in their locker room or in the coach's like office where there's like this book like that's like locked up in this lockbox that's called like the Book of Knowledge, and it's like it has like all these like little secrets or whatever, like from like Dave Butcher, and then passed on, and then passed on, and then passed on.
That's right. 100%.
The results speak for themselves.
They do.
Yeah. It has to be.
They do.
It has to be. The team they faced last year in the final, Princeton, another team seems to always
produce.
Yeah. Shout out to Kelsey Mitchell.
Ow.
Yeah. I mean, when you just look at all these different teams, I mean, there's just they just know how to win. I mean, Princeton, you've got Olin Tangi and
Winton Woods, there's the Cincinnati man.
I mean, Winton Woods is back.
Won the state last year.
Mason is always in the conversation.
Yes,
some in the water down there in Cincinnati.
It is. It is the center of girls basketball in Ohio. It's always been that. Always been that. Well, Cleveland used to be it. Now I ain't gonna hold them up, man.
You're taking them back to when like Samika Randall,
you already
Barbara
know.
Turner,
Barbara. Nashima. Yeah, I'm going back there. Yeah. Cleveland used to run it now. But Cincinnati did a whole no, not today, not tomorrow. We here.
Yeah. What about two teams that another Cincinnati team, Notre Dame, Big Walnut. What do you think about those two? They've been knocking on the door these last couple of years, but they've run into a Princeton, they've run into a Winton Woods, they've run into a Mason. What do you think about their chances to get further? Because I know Big Walnut had that really good game against Winton Woods last year. Yeah. So what do you think about those two teams?
I think they'll be fine.
I mean, I know Mount Notre Dame's been playing some great basketball. I
think they do.
Well.
I think the difference in them is that the teams that we keep seeing over and over again, what they have over Big Walnut and the M&Ds is that the coaching years, right? Mm-hmm. Like Butch was still on the bench with Hedge, right? There was still that connection, right? And so when Doc from M&D left, Now you've got a new coach come in, and then you've got to let him kind of figure out what he wants to do, right? And learn how he wants to win. And I think he's doing that. I think he's figuring out what he wants to do, how he wants to win, and allowing those girls to play for him.
Yeah.
That takes time. Like, people do not understand that. That takes a lot of time to get your team to play for you when maybe you don't have a state championship under you yet. People coming into Pick Central, they know Hedge already has championships under him, right? So you're not questioning what he's doing or why he's doing it. There's a little bit of that. Big Juana, same thing. Carrie's just got there not too long ago, right? So she's having those girls learn how she wants to win and her way of going about it. And I think they'll get there. I really do. I think that's probably the biggest change or difference that I see between the teams, is allowing these young coaches that are coming in to figure out what they want to do and how they want to do it, and then have total buy-in by the players.
I'll tell you, like, just a couple of the games that Mount Notre Dame has played, like, to beat Upper Arlington 63-25. Seton, that has a very good team, 62-56. Now they do have Portsmouth that's coming up. I think that's going to be a really
good.
Those are the ones we look at. We gotta look at those, Angie. We gotta look at those differences of style, because you know what I mean. If you're looking at Upper Arlington, their style is going to be very slow comparative to Cincinnati basketball, right?
Sure.
A little bit different than what they're used to. It's going to be those teams that have an advantage athletically. Those are big differences, or size.
Yeah,
sure.
Like, couldn't nobody deal with Purcell. One, athletically, what are you going to do? They're too fast. They're going this way, then this way, then this way, then this way. They're able to press. We've seen teams in Ohio that are able to press for the full game, get you to turn it over, and then they've got athletic guards that can finish and run at the rim. We haven't seen too many people be able to really shut that down.
Right.
What about Purcell this year? We mentioned them. They ran off four straight state championships. Their core players have all graduated and moved on to greater pastures. What are they looking like this year?
I had a chance to see them. They're talented. And again, it goes back to the babies.
It's in the DNA. You know what I mean?
100%. It's like he don't have to rewrite the script. It's now a matter of the players deciding, am I going to believe this script? It was so easy for me to watch Dee do it and the twins do it. Now, can I commit the way they did?
Right.
Like, he's telling us to press the whole entire game. Do I really want to do that? Even though that's the recipe that has allowed them to win. Samaya's having to hold a lot more pressure with, and pressure as a post at that. A stretch four. That ain't easy to hold that type of pressure. Usually that comes from guards. So, they're talented, but they're young. They're young, and I think because they've got the recipe book, or the book of knowledge. The book of knowledge, I think that they're gonna be okay. I wouldn't be shocked if they win another state championship.
It ain't shocking.
Mosley's gonna lose it. I'm telling you that you're not gonna be able to tell him nothing. He's gonna freaking lose it.
But that's just a testament to the program at this point.
Facts.
They got it running smooth, and all you need is players and parents as well. Shout out to them to believe and trust the process. That's what we say. That's why Pick Central is what it is. That's why Winton Woods, Princeton, all these teams continue. Mason keeps going and getting to where they are is because it's all built in. I don't want to leave my Central Ohio teams out. I know I mentioned Pickerington Central, but I got to bring up Bishop Hartley.
Young, talented.
A couple years back, they made it to the States, had some really good players. It seems like they've been able to piece together a team and to get some things moving and shaking.
You need one.
They have some guards. They really do. And I think what they really, if they could get one consistent baller inside, size wise, I think that is probably the one additional piece. I'm not saying that they don't have size. I'm not saying that they don't have somebody that they can't go to inside, but to take them to that next step. But they certainly have guards, and Naomi Pinky Burnett is she is
She's special.
something. And college coaches, I'm telling you right now, she is someone that can truly take over a game, and she can, in a matter of 45, 50 seconds, she can truly dominate and, I mean, truly single-handedly take care of picking pockets and put 8 to 10 points up on the board. And then you're, as a coach, like you, as an opponent, you've got a migraine trying to figure out how to get past this kid.
Right.
She is special.
She is special.
Yep.
So, but yeah, but that team is, yeah. I mean, they're good. I like them. Yeah.
I have to shout out Olmsted Falls. They're always around as well. Mm-hmm. Portsmouth won the states last year. Have brought back a couple of players.
I want to give another shout out. Bellbrook. Oh
yeah.
My land.
Yeah.
They too have got some guards. I watched them a couple weeks ago.
They play well.
Wow. They just work so well together as a team. Mm-hmm. I think we will see them go far in the tournament. Mm-hmm. So remember Bellbrook, because they're good, mm-hmm. real good, and they're young. They're a young team. They have some sophomores, and I don't mean for my mind to go blank. Oh, and I knew my mind was going to go blank. I want to remember their names. Hang on, because I am looking them up.
I'll give a team
my
out
names
there
on them.
for Benson, while you look the names up. A team we've been talking about.
Westbell's on there. Westbell.
Okay.
And wait, there's another one. Wait a minute. She's number 3. It's going to come to me.
Right.
This is part of like turning almost 50. But yeah.
Another one of those teams that just keeps rotating players and wound up in the same place. But that's,
I'm in love with Fort Loramie. Everyone knows that.
Starts off with little kids, and by the time they get to coach's team, they all ready to play. Like,
and she never disappoints. she just doesn't. If they don't put a statue of her in front of the gym in Fort Loramie of coach, I'm telling you, I would be shocked.
Right.
But those are one of those teams that, like, when you watch the movies and a documentary, and it's just like, wow, like what she's done. They're on the route to do that. They mm-hmm. really are. They really are on the route to do that. But yeah, good team.
Yeah.
I don't want to take too much time rattling off names. Those were just a few names that we can think about that, some of the top teams in Ohio. Again, if you want those teams that we left out and you want to shout them out, just reach out to me. I'll make sure to highlight you on the show. Please feel free to join the show to talk about your team, talk about your school, and we hope all of you do well. Now we're going to get into some of these top players. Again, we can't call out everybody. It's a no disrespect. We're just going to shout out some of the players we have here in Ohio that have not only garnered statewide attention, we've had a few of them garner national attention. And I think it'd be remiss for us to not start with probably the top player in the country. I shouldn't say probably and qualify it. She was ranked the top player in the country, and that is Sanaya Hall, who is at Spire Academy this year. She's going to be heading off to USC. Number 1 ranked recruit in 2026. Ohio Miss Basketball finalist as a freshman and a sophomore. What can you guys just say about Sanaya? And what do you, share some of your thoughts of what do you think about her being back in Ohio after spending a season down there at Mount Verde?
Yeah, I think it was necessary. As someone that deals with national players, you do take pride in your players. Not that they're leaving Ohio. Obviously, that's, it hurts the state. But with a player and a talent like that going away to play with the best and against the best with the type of schedule that they have, lets you know the commitment that she has to the game and where she's trying to take her career, right? Wasn't not a lot of people were happy about it in Ohio, just because it does take eyes off of Ohio a little bit. That's just kind of the weight that she carries as being the top ranked player. But she came back in that year, and what she's accomplished in that year with USA, and just over time, and just it can go on. It goes on and on and on. Jordan Brand athlete now, signing with USC. That's a big look at what she's done in 12 months, right? She's really saying I'm number one, and I respect that from her. She's a great kid. She's got a great family, and so to have her back in Ohio, not under the traditional model of high school, but to have her back within our border is pretty special. And I am so proud of that kid. I will definitely be working with her as she goes through her journey. But she's definitely number one. She is.
I'm a huge fan of hers, and I don't know. She's just, again, just a special talent. There's just times that, when you watch a player like her, with some of the moves that she makes, and there's just times that you're just kind of in awe, with what they do. The Mobleys, or her.
That was going to be my next one, Sydney Mobley at Big Walnut, the kind of year that she could have.
Yeah, and I can list like different kids, like Sydney Ferguson. Like there's just different, Miley Smith. There's different children. Samaya Wilkins.
Love Wilkins.
There's just different
you
kids
see another name and you get excited.
I see these different kids and I get goosebumps. I don't know. They step up. There's a passion. They thrive on. They thrive on moments in the game where they want it, and they're beautiful plays where they just come and they elevate at the next level, and you just know that like you're going to see them on ESPN. and at the next level, and it just it's just fun. It just makes you just kind of nod your head like, man, like I'm watching something that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Sydney Mobley is another one that has national attention at Big Walnut. Gonna have a really big season. Anything you want to share about Sydney? Hopefully, look at me plugging OSU. We can get one of our top talents to stay within the state and be a Buckeye. I don't want to stop anybody's go to the school that you want, but
no, that's not what you said.
I want to be a Buckeye. I put it out there. Listen.
Girl is only soliciting college recruitment online during the show.
I don't got no plug, no power.
OSU recruited platform.
I don't have my OSU hat. I should have wore it for this section, but yeah.
It is Ohio. We get that.
Ohio University. Ohio talent in Ohio.
I understood.
Just imagine if we could have kept. If Dee would have went to the Buckeye, well, she's at Cincinnati, so that warms my heart too. I want to keep Ohio talent in Ohio.
I think our schools are doing a very good job, from Ohio University to Kent State to
Bowling Green,
Toledo, Bowling Green, Cincinnati, Xavier. They're all doing a very good job of trying to keep Ohio talent. I do think that the list that we've talked about so far, from the Sydney Mobleys, the Sanias, all the way down, this is a heavy talented group where this senior class, a lot of them are going D1, which we really went through a drought the last couple of years. So to see that go up with this class, we knew they were a special class, the 2026 class. So very, very loaded in that regard. But then the babies that are following, we've got 2 kids that are ESPN ranked in the 2026 class, but then there are 6 from the 27s to the 29s. Right? That's really good. We're talking about nationally ranked kids.
Right.
And we've got 8 from 2026 to 29 that are in our state. They're right here. They're within 3 to 4 hours to go see play. That's really good for our fans to know that you've got talent here. And these girls are really, I think, raising the bar from the, like we talked about, the Sydney Ferguson, the Janiyah Hargraves, who's also ranked, the Pinky that we talked about at Bishop Hartley, and Miley, and Katie Fox, and Aaron Thomas, who is ranked, and Strawberry, that's at Whitten Woods, who's ranked.
Yep.
Who led our team to a state championship as a
Right.
Yep.
You got the Layla Hells, the Delaney Pierce, who's super young. Blossom Wallace, who comes from a lineage of just player after player after player after player after player and still playing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you've got names that we've watched become from baby 7th grade to now graduate and going on to that college rank. Ohio's done a really, really good job of raising the bar because we were in a drought. I'm not even gonna lie. We got to be honest. We were in a drought, but we look good. We really, really. Oh, I got to shout out to Hallbrook. I call her Bangs. She knows that because I love her bangs at Mason. That's my girl. But we got so much talent all over the place. It's crazy, and the babies are even showing out. Hannah Lincoln got some babies, right? Like I'm telling you, telling you, these babies are not playing. We got talent, man, and it started from this class.
Okay.
To get us back on track, it started with this class. It did. It really, really did. It started with this class.
Yeah.
A few more names. Oh, go ahead, Angie.
No. Go ahead. I'm still choking over the Gahanna diaper dandies because I am telling you, like Gahanna's got some. They're good.
They've been waiting. They've been waiting. These teams been beating them by 30 points for the last 3-4 years. No,
the last couple of years it's been a little rough for Gahanna, but
Bailey said we coming. That's what him said. We coming.
And
you can't leave off Ariana Cradle, who's headed off to Louisville. You said people are going to D1 schools.
That's right.
Elizabeth Hunt is headed off to Marshall. Whitney Stafford's going over to Kent State. So, we have Mackenzie Jones
Tulsa,
at Springboro. We have talent that are going big places. Sienna Allen down there in Portsmouth, Ohio. Another one who was able to win a state championship last year.
Should be a Bobcat.
I like our talent. This year,
these are these are the COVID kids. They were in the gym. Come on, shout out to the COVID kids. If you feel what we saying on the show, you got to put a like on here. You got to subscribe. We trying to tell you what it is. These was the COVID kids. These was the kids. This is why it's a shift.
Else but be in the gym.
What? That's it. You ain't have to wear no mask. And if you got the Indiana, they had all the tournaments. For some odd reason, Indiana didn't have COVID. But these was the kids that was in the gym hooping and practicing and getting shots up while everybody else was sitting up there at home and not paying attention. These kids was hungry. That's why you see
kids,
what
I
we
like
see.
that.
That's right.
Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny.
I do want to do some shout out because you know how I am.
Go right ahead.
With
Take the floor, Angie.
Diaper dandies. You know how I am with there is something about with freshmen because they haven't really gotten some of the
attention.
Attention and all that, but I like that Bella Swisshelm. I like Ann Sullivan. She's at Gilmore Academy. I like that Jakiah Cook. That's
Cook can go. She's ranked. ESPN ranked.
She
can go. That's a grown woman.
I mean, all 3 of them.
Y'all are too funny.
I sweat thinking about it if I was going up 1v1 in them. In my mind, I'm I could. No, I couldn't. Come on. But
Hobson, Sarai Hobson.
Oh, I
Winner.
was getting there. Yeah, I was getting there. Yep. But Kyla Cox.
Yeah.
I like her from Johnstown. Yeah. Mackenzie Alston, she's coming off of an injury, but I like her. Yeah, Kenny Campbell from is she from West Claremont? West Claremont? I think so. West Claremont.
I think so too. With
I think so.
With Hale.
I think.
Okay.
Some of this is from memory, and you know how I am with memory. Fairland. Russell, freshman. Riley Russell. Riley Russell. They've got a few other freshmen, but I like some of their freshmen that are playing.
We're gonna have to do a segment called Angie's Diaper Dandies.
but for real though, but like, and I really say this again, but like coaches, players, please, like, reach out to all three of us, because like my brain, my eyes, like Jim DeBell, like our eyes can only do so much. Our memories can only do so much. So like, say something.
There's so many players. There's so many teams.
Yes.
There's still real jobs to pay the bills that we got to get to, but it's only to get the exposure to all of the players, all of the teams. So we're asking, you want Angie's with Prep Girls Hoops. It's a nationally website. They rank players all over the country. Hit her up. Get the exposure out there. Benson Hoop Recruit. You know she's affiliated with every event you can imagine. She puts on awesome events. If you want your kid to get seen, so you have to reach out to us. And then what we're trying to do at Girls Only Sports is just to highlight as many girls as possible, get to as many games, talk to you. That's one of the ways. I know we talked about it earlier with NIL, especially with these top players and some of the top teams. You want to practice getting, with the media interviews. You want to practice on, just getting your elevator speech and what you're going to be facing when you try to get NIL, when you're trying to sit in front of college coaches, trying to get them to recruit you. Obviously, your play is important, but they want good kids to come too. So we want to spotlight you, highlight you. So reach out to us. We'll put all of our information below. So yes, Angie, thank you for that. We only have, I think, 2, 4, 6 eyes right here. We can't see everybody.
I got 4.
You got 4.
And I'm a school teacher full time, so like I don't
Angie got 4 too.
hours a week.
So that give us 10.
If I had my glasses on, it would be even more. But
we'd be at 12.
We can only do so much, but we're trying our best. So feel free, like Angie said, reach out to us to get your name out there. We'll do all the hard work of pushing it out on social media and all that good stuff. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Once again, I may sound like a broken record. If you want to be on the show, if you want to get highlighted, spotlighted, all that good stuff, please feel free to reach out to me, Girls Only Sports, to Angie of Prep Girls Hoops, and Tenisha Benson from Hoop Recruit. Please follow us on all social media platforms, Girls Only Sports, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, our website, girlsonlysportsnetwork.com. We're going to be back. That's going to be posted really, really soon. I am Candace. That's Angie. That's Benson. This was our show, and we are Girls Only Sports.